2023 was arguably one of the best years in gaming when it comes to new releases. From sequels that improve upon their predecessors, indie games that keep innovating the medium, to new IP that breathes life into the wider market. 2023 was also a pretty bad year in gaming when it comes to layoffs and studio shutdowns, a lot of which thanks to Embracer Group, which sucks seeing lots of talented developers out of work, and we can hope that these patterns of layoffs will slow down soon. 2023 also had lots of games putting out the classic apology.jpg. Never gets old. But with 2023 now behind us, I think now is a good as time as ever to look ahead at what is coming up in this year of games, from the big titles dropping this year, to what we might see happen in the industry, and what games might get announced this year. Starting off with the confirmed releases. Although it may seem to some that 2024 might be a weaker year compared to 2023, I actually think 2024 is just as strong. Just this month alone, we've got Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, a Metroidvania that is reviving the series and keeping people over until we get new news of the Sands of Time remake, The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, giving new content and an extensive roguelike mode with pretty much the same graphics, and towards the tail end of the month, Tekken 8 and Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. I know lots of people have been eagerly awaiting new entries in these series, and based on how good their predecessors were, we can expect the same level of quality here. But if we take a look at Like a Dragon, there's an interesting trend we can see. I will now lock in my main prediction and say that 2024 will be the year of the JRPG. Now, JRPG is a very broad term, but it is the best way to distinguish it from Western RPGs. JRPGs just have this flair, I don't know what else to describe it, from their visuals, story presentation, and ways they deal with combat. I mean, this year, as far as confirmed games, we've got the new Like a Dragon, Persona 3 Reload, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, Eiyuden Chronicles, Visions of Mana, and my most anticipated game in this genre, Metaphor ReFantasio, a high fantasy spectacle made by the creators of Persona. And if we stretch to the other RPGs made by Japanese studios, we have Dragon's Dogma 2 and Rise of the Ronin both dropping on the same day in March. I even forgot Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door remake, which also has lots of people excited for it. So with these few titles in mind, I think fans of the RPG genre will be having a blast this year.
Don't ask if I'm ready, but I'm ready.
One of my favorite areas in the video game scene are the indie games. Not only are they great games from developers who are super passionate, they are also super creative and really push the medium forward in terms of creativity and what can be done with games. Pacific Drive, a survival game that is also appearing to be a horror title about driving a car in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know, but that does sound pretty scary if you ask me. Angerfoot, a new bright and colored FPS game from Devolver. Earthblade, from the creators of Celeste, also has got this nice flair to it. Donkey, the top dog of gaming YouTube, is publishing Animal Well under his new Big Mode label, and man does this game just look so cozy and lo-fi. Can't wait to play these, but one indie game that has got me super excited, and I think is coming out this year actually, is Mariachi Legends. I saw this as an ad on Instagram and I was hooked. Flashy combat, incredible pixel art, and has this Castlevania to it. I don't know, I recommend you wishlist this game and keep an eye out for when it drops. But now just a quick flash through other notable releases this year. Black Myth Wukong, Wolf Among Us 2, Stalker 2, Star Wars Outlaws, Avowed, Princess Peach Showtime, Skull and Bones, Blue Protocol, Little Nightmares 3, Lollipop Chain. Wait, did I just say Skull and Bones? With massive success stories as of late with Elden Ring in 2022 and last year's Baldur's Gate 3, I still think that it's a bit early to say that upcoming games will have taken reference from these two landmark titles. However, we have prior years of games that can inspire these newer titles in 2024 and maybe 2025. Games from 2017 up to 2020, so to speak. A big one I think we will be seeing a lot going forward are in two genres. The first, the best way to call it, is the modern God of War genre. When God of War 2018 released, it was heralded as a game that well and truly pushed gaming forward as a whole, with its storytelling being almost movie-like in its presentation, yet still feeling like a game. From upcoming games we know about, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin and Marvel's Wolverine, with the little information we know about these two games, we can expect them to play like the modern God of War games, and I think we can expect new games to follow that structure too. The first Berserker, a game recently announced at the Game Awards of last year, also looks a bit like God of War 2018 in style, but also blends it with another popular genre that we are bound to see more of in the future: Souls-likes. Ever since From Software started their Souls series, this genre has taken the community and industry by storm. With every Souls game they've put out, all have received critical acclaim, and it has led to other studios trying to put their own twist on the genre. And last year alone, in 2023, was arguably one of the strongest years for Souls-likes. Lords of the Fallen, Wolong Final Dynasty, Remnant 2, and Jedi Survivor to an extent, and then the fan favorite Lies of P. Souls-likes have not necessarily started to rival From Software's titles, but the distance is getting closer. I mean, I already mentioned them earlier, but Black Myth Wukong and Rise of the Ronin look like two of the best Souls-like that will be coming out next year, which proves proves this uptrend and quality of this genre. Overall, I think there are lots of good titles that are yet to be announced within this genre, and I think we can now go on to new announcements that I think we will be getting this year. With the popularity of Resident Evil remakes ever since 2 Remake, horror games and remakes are now as popular as ever, so I'm expecting games to announce incredible survival horror titles and phenomenal remakes. I think it's safe to assume that Capcom will be announcing a new Resident Evil title, which I think will most likely be RE9 before we get a RE5 remake. Silent Hill 2 will also most likely be getting a release date for October 2024 if I had to guess, and I think the long-awaited Outlast 3 will also be announced this coming year. That's more on the horror side, but in terms of remakes or franchise comebacks and new entries, oh man, we've got a lot of games that can be reasonably predicted to be coming out soon or be in the works, maybe. You know, just pure speculation wise. I'm expecting, maybe more hoping that we get some Castlevania related news soon. It's a franchise that I've come to appreciate a lot since I tried it a while back, and I would really like to either see a modern remake of one of the older titles or a brand new title in the series. I would love to see it done in the style of Metroid Dread with great movement while still having the signature atmosphere that we're seeing in the classics. With Microsoft's recent acquisition of Activision Blizzard King, that houses tons of IP, I think that we will be getting some sort of news in regards to franchise revivals, more specifically with Spyro. This purple dragon is an icon in gaming, either if you've played the original Spyro games or if you were like me, found Spyro in Skylanders. I would love to see how they would go around creating a new Spyro game because the purple guy really deserves a great one. This leaves us with my final thought for predictions regarding one of my favorite video game companies, Nintendo. To just get straight into it, Nintendo Switch 2. We are going to get some sort of indication this year about their next system. Will it be able to run GTA 6? I don't know, but it will definitely be giving us games that look and run a lot better than the current Switch games, which already run pretty good considering the hardware. Imagine what Monolith Soft will be able to do with new hardware, or how the Mario team can create a fully open world Mario game, or my second most anticipated game after Hades 2, Metroid Prime 4. With how good Prime Remastered looks on Switch, just imagine how good Prime 4 can look. Retro Studios don't miss, and maybe having Prime 4 as a launch title for the Switch can not only boost Metroid sales in general, but also showcase what the new system can be capable of. Also, I did not mention Hollow Knight Silksong in this video because I don't... And with that, that's all for me. I really love the direction gaming is going on as of late. Since the turn of the decade, as a whole, we've been getting incredible new releases from established franchises, new IP from respected developers, and tons of indie games that are just so unique. 2024 might not necessarily be as strong as 2023, but it's going to be a solid year nonetheless. But man, just imagine how good 2025 is going to be. GTA 6 and Monster Hunter Wilds? Wow, that's so far away, but first, 2024. I hope that you enjoyed this different video from me. I wanted to make this video to highlight the good games that we will be getting this year because as an avid gamer, I'm very excited for what's next to come and what new games I will probably be talking about in videos this year. But other than that, thanks for watching, it really means a lot. New video essay will be out next week, so hope to see you then. Have a good rest of your day, night, and week, and with that, Storm out.